Hey, thank you for joining me. So, last game I was here was the Phoenix Suns win. And since then, the Kings have lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they had an excellent victory against the Utah Jazz. Yeah. I'm currently rewatching the Utah game. As I always do, I usually replay the games. And the Kings, they were down for a lot of the game, down by 20 at one point, and they were able to fight back and win that game. Minnesota game, the Kings, they couldn't do it. Minnesota played them super tough down the end, and they couldn't pull one out. And currently, the Sacramento Kings are 8-6, which is a tie with the Timberwolves, who we just played and lost to, and the Grizzlies. It's a three-way tie for seventh place in the really tough Western Conference, which has the Warriors in first place. Yes, the hated Warriors, 10-2. Can you guys believe that? Drop a comment. What do you think about the Warriors being in first place? Let me know how you feel about that. Our rivals are currently in the first place in the division. And then we have the OKC Thunder, 11-3, and the Rockets in third place with a 10-4 record. So currently, the Kings, at the season ended today, would be in the play-in tournament in ninth place. Good thing the Kings pulled that victory off in Utah, or they'd be at 500% right now. Hey guys, as always, I ask that you please like and subscribe to this channel. If you like Sacramento Kings content, Sacramento Kings news, Kings analysis, please subscribe. I analyze the Kings games the day after, usually around midday. So if you're into that kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. I'm new, but I'm trying to grow the channel so we can do some more really fun live stuff as well. And also, please like the content. I appreciate it. Today is November 18th, 2024. And I want to say thank you for being here. I really appreciate you checking out my analysis. And as always, I want to say welcome, YouTube, and to all my folks and you Kings fans out there. It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm back with the J Cup. I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you're here for the whole video. I got some things to say. It's going to be a quick video today. And today is Monday, beginning of the work week Monday. Don't have a case of the Mondays. Just get through it. Get motivated. Should be motivated Monday. And today's Cup of Joe is the Kings missed one against Minnesota. That was their in-season cup game, one of the first one. Minnesota is now 1-1 in that cup. The Kings are now 0-1 in the cup. So I'm not even sure if they could win it all at this point, but it is what it is. They played really hard. And you could tell De'Aaron was playing for something. I mean, these guys were playing for something because De'Aaron scored 60 points in that game. And then to have a back-to-back on the next night, the very next day on a back-to-back, he had another 49 points, which was 109 points in 2 days, which nobody has done that in a long time. They did say that Damian Lillard, I want to say, had 110 points in back-to-back games. So that was the last time that happened. That was a game where he didn't have Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk, or DeMar DeRozan. So it's going to be really hard to win. Or no, actually, it was no DeMar DeRozan, no Malik Monk. Sabonis was there. It's going to be hard to win those games, when you don't have two of your best shooters. And then the Utah Jazz game, he didn't have those two guys. Plus, he didn't have Sabonis. So De'Aaron Fox putting it all on his shoulders, going out there balling. He was showing off the midi game, which was looking really good, really excellent. He was getting to any spot he wanted, taking shots. The ball was going straight through the net real cleanly. See Fox out there trying to carry us like that was cool. So over the weekend, we went 1-1, which isn't great, but it's not bad either. And to just see De'Aaron Fox greatness, it's just amazing. And that's my cup of Joe. Black, one creamer. Quick stats. So in the Timberwolves game, the Kings ended up losing by 4 points in the end. That game did go into overtime. So the Kings did very well in the fourth quarter and coming back, outscoring the Timberwolves by 16 points to make that overtime push. Like I said, it was mostly De'Aaron Fox behind that, but they just didn't have enough in overtime. Ended up losing by 4 points. Leading scorer for the Timberwolves was Anthony Edwards with 36 big points. Julius Randle had 26 points as they were the dynamic duo for the Timberwolves. Julius Randle with 5 assists and Mike Conley Jr. with 7 assists. Rebounds, Rudy Gobert with 11 big rebounds on the night. And for the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox, look how short that lineup is. De'Aaron Fox with the big 60-point game, 7 assists with 3 rebounds. And Domantas Sabonis came in 23 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. And Keegan Murray pitched in 14. So and that was De'Aaron Fox's game right there. So Domantas Sabonis played power forward, Alex Len played center. Now this is an interesting starting lineup because I've actually wanted the Kings to try this lineup ever since we've had Alex Len and Domantas Sabonis. I'm like, why not throw some size in there and let Domantas Sabonis play some power forward and Alex Len anchor at center? He didn't play very many minutes, only 9 minutes, so it didn't last that long. But this is actually a starting lineup. I'd be interested to see him more often, especially against bigger teams, obviously. Trey Lyles pitching in 7 points, 8 rebounds. He didn't get the starting nod in this game, apparently, but he played more minutes than Alex Len in the end, way more minutes. And in this game, the Timberwolves were able to hit 8 more threes than the Kings. Kings hit like 4 more free throws. The rebounds, Kings had more rebounds. It was just the Warriors were able to outpower the Kings. Just looking at the stats, looks like the Kings might have won just because of the rebounding differences. But no, that wasn't the case. So, and then Saturday night in Utah, the Kings are on a 4-game homestand currently. And they're going to play Atlanta tonight. So both these games were at home. So for Minnesota to come in here and beat us is another thing. But yeah, so the Kings won 121 to 117. They held it down in the first quarter. Utah came back a little bit in the second quarter. And it looks like the Kings had a 1 point lead going into the half. Coming out of the half, the Jazz ball in the third quarter, and the Kings flip-flopped that in the fourth quarter to close out the game for the win. And the Utah Jazz leading scorer was Lauri Markkanen with 25 points. Keontae George was the second leading scorer with 19. Lauri Markkanen had 5 rebounds. John Collins had 8 rebounds. And Jordan Clarkson off the bench had 5 assists. And for the Sacramento Kings, like I said earlier, De'Aaron Fox with the big 49-point night on the second night of a back-to-back. Kevin Huerter with a big 18 points. Trey Lyles was in the starting lineup on the second night with 17 points. This is the game where they did not have they didn't have Monk, they didn't have DeRozan or Sabonis. So Trey Lyles got to start at center in this game. And they also started Dougie McBuckets. He only scored 6 points, but De'Aaron Fox held it down with his 49, Huerter 18, Trey Lyles with 17. Biggest rebounder was Keegan Murray with 6 rebounds. and Kevin Herter with 5. When Demonis isn't in there, somebody has to take over that rebounding, and it was kind of spread out with Alex Lenny getting 5 points. And then the assist goes to De'Aaron Fox with 9 assists on the night. In just a well-played game by the Kings, they actually hit 7 more three-pointers than the Jazz. They hit 13 more free throws than the Kings, which is a very interesting stat. Assists about even. Kings with a little bit of an edge there. Steals, a lot of steals in this game. 11-6 for Utah. Points in the paint about the same. So the stats don't tell a big story, but the quarterly scoring did, where the Kings just played really big in the fourth quarter and pulled this one out. Eye test. Eye test. Eye test. Eye test. We're gonna take an eye test. So I'm just gonna eye test the Jazz game today. All right, into the second quarter. Kings were ahead right here by 7. Kings played a lot of their younger guys, rookies, G League guys.
To the rescue here. Little 17-footer coming in. Tell him, Katie, this guy is going through
so well in that DHO action.
And Fox was definitely showing off that midi game tonight.
Fox, man, he can do whatever he wants. Finds Isaac Jones.
Definitely.
Isaac Jones, D-League guy. And by the end of the second quarter, the game was really close. Kings had 64, and I want to say Utah had 63. At this moment of the game right here, the Kings were down by 9 points. The Kings were able to close in a little bit by the end of the third, but even still, we're down by 7, about 5 points right here at the end of the third.
12 minutes of basketball and try and go on a run, and more importantly, it's about getting stops. Oh, you make that shot.
They were hitting ridiculous shots, as it seems like all the players that come in here do. Did you see that move by De'Aaron? De'Aaron Fox was able to throw his hands up to the ref in the middle of his move. Watch this. Right there. He's like, what's up? Where's the call? It's a foul. De'Aaron is so good, he can call for the foul in the middle of making a move to the basket. Nice shot by De'Aaron. And Utah played us tough. They played the Kings tough. But De'Aaron Fox was just not having it. This was De'Aaron Fox's night to hold down his crib. Jordan McLaughlin was pretty big in this game as well. He hit some really important threes. Trey Lyles was hit too. Trey Lyles, his three was on at the end of this game, which was good for the Kings. Kevin Herter tied it up with 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Just under 40%.
Sexton was balling at the end of that game as well. Fox wasn't having it. Kept coming down, hitting his midi, coming down, hitting his midi, making excellent passes. Jones was making some great cuts to the basket. I like how he cuts to the basket.
He had to over the situation, just kind of move.
Isaac Jones, a 6'9" power forward, plays in the G League. He cuts to the basket well. I love the way he cuts to the basket. McLaughlin, like I said, hit some big shots at the end of the game. He put the Kings up right there with 1 minute to go. Good defense here, good rebound by Herter. Get the ball out. Excellent job by the Kings holding it down right there on defense. De'Aaron missed a free throw. This dude get 60 points in the game, 49 points in the game. Come out here missing a free throw. So at some point somebody hit a free throw. Some point in there, after the McLaughlin three, somebody hit a free throw. It was 118 right there, and 119 right there. And Utah hasn't scored in a couple minutes or in a minute or two here. They foul him. De'Aaron misses. They're already up by 3 though, so this was like a very end of the game, last spur of the moment type game right here, where the Kings held it down at home. Veteran team against a younger team, the Utah Jazz. Kings up by 3. Obviously, a 3-pointer can tie it. 7 seconds to go. They give it to their guy Sexton. Poke the ball away. They use the foul, and on the foul, looks like Clarkson hit one, and then he tried to miss the second one, but he didn't hit the rim. And the Kings, I believe, got a technical down the end. So
The Sacramento
Fox actually hit the ones that really mattered right there at the end. So great win for the Kings at home. They held it down at the end, played enough defense and enough good offense to go ahead of this Utah Jazz team. So good win on the Kings against another division rival. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is this season is going to have to be a learning experience for all these new guys. And as Fox continues to learn how to win and how to execute at the end of games, he definitely took the leadership role in the past couple nights with DeRozan being gone. I noticed when DeRozan is gone, the Kings seem to kind of play a kind of a faster paced game, with De'Aaron kind of taking control and kind of going up and down the court using all of his speed. So I don't know what style is better suited for the Kings, a more fast-paced up and down game or a more dialed in half court style game where they're being real detailed and real cautious, detail oriented, using up the whole shot clock type game. So I don't know, but while DeRozan is out, Fox has been holding it down, and he's been showing us that he has midi game as well. Hopefully these guys will be back soon. Malik Monk as well. Sabonis didn't play last game. I'm curious to see who's going to be playing. Um, so hopefully De'Aaron can get his help back as quick as possible, because we don't want to run this guy into the ground. It's still early season, so um, Fox just needs to keep doing what he does. Even when these guys come back, I don't want Fox to slow down. I want Fox to keep playing this style of game, and let the other guys kind of hop on his coattails. Next up is tonight, Monday, November 18th, versus at home versus the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks are led by Trae Young. They also have the young guy, the rookie, Zachary Rusache, I think is how you say it. They also have the point guard, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson at center. They also have former King Bogdanovich, Clint Capella, Onyike Okongwu. I think that's how you say his name. Keaton Wallace at shooting guard, to name a few, David Roddy, Kobe Buffin, and some other guys, Larry Nance Jr. So, and we know this team is led and is fueled by Trae Young. He's a decent 3-point shooter. He scores a lot for this team. I feel like a lot of his shots are bad shots. I mean, he shoots the ball from really far away. He was supposed to be the next Stephen Curry. I don't believe his three is as good as Stephen Curry, and he's always trying to shoot really long threes, which I believe hurts the team with long rebounds. Risachet looked pretty good against the Kings last game. He started off the game with a 3-pointer. He's going to be a good guy, and hopefully he'll be a Robin to Trae Young's Batman, and they could be a dynamic duo in this league and bring these guys to the playoffs. You have to be seen. The Kings just need to hold those guys down, make sure those guys aren't shooting a bunch of threes, hitting a bunch of threes. The Kings are playing at home. They just need to hold their home court down again. You know, get a lead, and then once they get a decent lead, play really good defense on these guys. Don't let these guys get easy shots. Don't let these guys get easy buckets down in the hole from players like Clint Capella and their other center, Onyeka Okongwu. You know, those guys are screen and roll guys that catch lobs at the rim. You know, don't let those guys get easy shots at the rim. And don't let any of these guys get open shots. And the Kings should be able to take this one home, or they should be able to win this one at home. So the Sacramento Kings are favored in this one by 3.5. So how do you feel about that game? If you want to make some sports bet, click the link below. Bet us. That's what I use. I'm in California and I sports bet, so you can too. Just use the link below and it helps the channel. Thanks. And as always, I ask that you please like the content. If you're in the Kings Talk, Kings Analysis, please subscribe. Make a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how the Kings are doing. And share the content as well. All of that will help us grow. I appreciate you. And that's pretty much all that I have.